There is a shot, 12 minutes into Hulu and Amazon's new series The Looming Tower, that serves as the show's first real jaw-dropper, but it's so brief that if you blink, you miss it. We have just seen an archive newsreel of Osama bin Laden giving an interview to an ABC reporter from a mountaintop camp in the Hindu Kush, explicitly announcing a terrorist attack in the coming weeks that would target U.S. civilians. The FBI officers switch off the television, throw on their coats and head to the nearest watering hole, where the camera lingers for a moment. On another TV set with 24-hour news, in May 1998, U.S. audiences are still blissfully disinterested in the story that would define the new millennium, and are utterly devoted to shots of Monica Lewinsky entering buildings. The director of the FBI at the time, we learn later, was enjoying his own holiday from history. Lewis free-slipped through the bin-laden interview and had his mobile phone turned off. The Looming Tower, based on Lawrence Wright's Pulitzer Prize-winning 2006 book of the same title, carries the familiar garb of Homeland-era spy dramas, terrorist cells in Middle Eastern countries plotting attacks while U.S. intelligence services nervously pace down office corridors and draw up spider diagrams to catch up with their schemes, but its mission is journalistic. The series, distributed by Hulu in the U.S. and Amazon in the rest of the world, traces the rising threat in the late 1990s and how the rivalry between the FBI and CIA during that time may have inadvertently set the path for the tragedy of 9/11. Jeff Daniels' FBI Special Agent John O'Neill is pitted against his counterpart at the CIA, analyst Martin Schmidt, played by a terrific Peter Sarsgaard, who uses the same brittle nerves of his put-upon editor Charles Lane in 2003's journalism drama, Shattered Glass. Both send agents around the globe, fighting for ownership of information while seemingly working towards the same goal, averting an attack on U.S. soil. The FBI was just starting to work as an international agency, and that was part of their problem with the CIA, who felt that was their turf, and the FBI's turf was America, said showrunner Dan Futterman at the show's premiere at the Berlin Film Festival. They totally underestimated alQaida. Part of the animosity was personal, and part of the reason that the CIA and FBI had different institutional missions, he added. The CIA's mission is to gather intelligence, and then present that information to the executive branch. The FBI is supposed to go out and arrest people and put them on trial. These things don't go together. Daniel's Scotch-fueled FBI agent O'Neill, who juggles a high-stress career with family life and extramarital affairs, has an unfortunate tendency to break through the show's realist corset without the script writers having embellished their source material. Even in Wright's book, O'Neill is larger than life. O'Neill's outlandishness is counterbalanced by Tahar Rahim as Ali Soufan, a Muslim Lebanese-American FBI agent on O'Neill's I-49 counterterrorism squad, who eventually becomes his protege. He is one of only 8 Arabic-speaking FBI employees at the time. Soufan has his own contradictions, a Scotch habit to match O'Neill's, welded onto a principled commitment to his faith. But French actor Rahim, in his first big U.S. production, a decade after the success of A Prophet, never makes them seem contrived. For Futterman, it was Soufan's story that justified the return to the Lewinsky era, telling the story of this Muslim American immigrant from Lebanon, who was a real hero working to keep America safe, someone who would probably have a hard time getting into America these days. That felt an extremely important story to tell, he says. Sometimes a film can become political simply because the political context changes, and there are uncomfortable echoes in The Looming Tower that Hulu would not have predicted when they ordered the film in September 2016. At a time when the U.S. intelligence community has been pitted against the U.S. president, the observation that the FBI has allowed itself to be distracted from its true goals sounds awkwardly familiar. Did it trouble the show's makers? I think people understand what's going on now, Futterman says. There's a decent percentage of American society that doesn't understand it, and that's a pity, that we all live in these bubbles, these echo chambers that just echo back to you what you just said. I hope people are able to distinguish what we are saying from what the president is saying. The Looming Tower is on Hulu in the US and Amazon Prime in the UK. And worldwide topics: television, Amazon Prime Video, September 11, 2001, FBI CIA Osama bin Laden features, share on Facebook, share on Twitter, share via email, share on LinkedIn, share on Pinterest, share on Google, share on WhatsApp, share on Messenger. Reuse this